Hello beautiful people, Stephanie here. Today I'm setting myself the challenge of learning to play the Irish reel, the Maid Behind the Bar, in the space of an hour. Now for some of you this might sound like a walk in the park, and for some of you it might sound like an absolute nightmare. I'm kind of somewhere in between, but the challenge for me is that I'm going to learn to play this tune from memory and not by writing things down. My usual go-to is I write a load of notes in a notebook as I go along. I sort of listen to somebody playing it either on tin whistle or the original orchestral soundtrack or a cover, and I work out by ear the tunes that I need to play on the tin whistle, usually following the main melody line. But today I'm going to be listening to Conor Lamb's YouTube playthrough of the slow version of the Maid Behind the Bar, and I'm going to see if I can pick this up by ear and memorize it, because I can't play a single melody from memory. I've worked in so many jobs over the last 15 years where I've needed to forget everything that I've done to move on to the next project, so I never retain anything that I put in there. So today we're going to get the brain working and see if I can actually commit the Maid Behind the Bar to memory. Now for those of you that don't know, Conor Lamb does some incredible whistle workshops, so if you're ever interested in group lessons on tin whistle, I do recommend you check him out. I will put his links in the description down below. They're always really well reviewed. So I'm setting myself an hour. It is currently 9:45, so at 10:45 we'll see where I am and whether I can actually play this from memory, whether I can play it anywhere near the speed of Conor's fast version. It's going to be a ride. Obviously it's not going to be in real time, but there's no point in me cheating you. The time is down here. So yeah, let's do this. So I've not actually listened to this song all the way through. So that's the first thing I'm doing, is just getting an idea of basically the first section, the first main phrase. Okay. Sounds like it's going to repeat there, so that's fantastic. So I'm going to go back to the start. That's 33 seconds into a 1:51 video. I'm going to need to go back to the start of this stage. Okay, I'm at 30 seconds, I think, so I'm going to try and play it from the top. So far I've been 7 minutes, so let's see if I can get that first 30 seconds. It's sort of in there, I'm just learning the tune at the moment, rather than memorizing each section. But once I get an idea of where the tune is, I kind of know where the notes are on the whistle, so it should come along a little. Okay, it's sort of in there and that repeats. So I'll try that repeat from the top, and we're at 10 minutes and we'll see where we are. I'm going to move on. I already hate it. So at this stage, I'm going to be slowing the video down even further, even though this is a slow playthrough. Just because I often struggle with identifying jumping notes straight away. So I've put this at half speed, and it's the second octave. It's pretty loud, so I'm going to be turning the volume down a touch. And I'm going to be playing this in the lower octave initially, just because it's quite loud. This room is quite echoey. And obviously I don't want to disturb the neighbours too much. So let's move on to this second section. Is that right? So at this stage, this part's difficult for me. I already want to write it down. Like, I feel like I need to work out the notes and write them down, but I'm so reluctant to do that. I'm not going to give in. I'm going to throw this book over there along with this pen so that I'm not tempted to use it. Okay, it's concentration time. Okay, we are at 10 past 10, so I've almost done half an hour, and it's sort of in there somewhere. I'm not confident with the second half especially, or the first half, so I'm going to go through nice and slowly once more. I'm going to turn this off now, and I'll come back to you when I've got 15 minutes left, and we'll see where I am.
A few moments later.
Hello beautiful people, we are back. After 15 minutes of solid play, my whistle is dripping from the bottom. Well, actually it's after 45 minutes of solid play. So I've spent the last 15 minutes just trying to solidify the tune in my head. And I've actually moved on to Conor's second version of the Maid Behind The Bar reel. This is the full speed version. And at the moment, I can just about play along the basics, none of the ornamentation, at half speed of his original, without any notes in front of me. So that's my 45 minutes progress. So let me just have a little go of this and see if I can play along without messing it up, which is highly unlikely. I've also had to stick some blue tack on to make it a little quieter because I feel I've been playing for a long time now. Let's see how we get on. So, the main melody is basically there. What happens is, when I try to add anything else now, I lose the notes. But the more I play it, the more it settles in and the less I think about it. So, Obviously, the more I listen to this version now, the more I'm picking up little bits of ornamentation that weren't in the basic slow playthrough. So what I'm doing by listening to this version now is just letting those ornaments slip in. There's absolutely no way that in the next 10 minutes I'm ever going to get it up to speed. But what I might be able to do is get a little bit more ornamentation in, and then it will be working slowly on speed from there. So, I mean, I don't know at this stage if I wrote it down whether the reference of it would help me get it right and then enable me to play quicker because I wouldn't still be thinking about the notes, or whether I'm better off just continuing as I am. But as this is an experiment, I shall progress. So I'm going to spend the next remaining 9 minutes that we have left of this experiment just trying to work on this 50% speed version of Conor's Maid Behind the Bar. I'm going to listen to the ornamentation and see if I can slide a little bit of that in. I have 1 minute left, and I've not yet got through it once. And I've had to put this back on because it is so loud and it's so bad. Well, it is officially now 10:46, so that is 1 minute over the hour, and that is all I have. So that was the experiment. I don't know whether this is good for you, whether this is bad for you, whether this is good for me or bad for me. Certainly bad for my mental health, I feel. But it might give you an idea of where you are in your progress, whether this seems impossible for you, whether you might try it, whether this seems really easy for you and now you're pleased with where you are in your tin whistle journey. Use this as a marker of how you're getting on. I've been playing for like 9 years, and this is what I get from an hour's work. So there we go. Look forward to the Maid Behind the Bar tutorial, which will be coming out on Friday. Because I've learnt this thing now, I will be making a tutorial. Obviously, in the meantime, if you want to, you can try and do what I've done and follow Conor's version here, and you might get on a lot better than me. But I will be putting up tabs when I write them out, because now I haven't, so now I'll have to go through and write it out anyway. I will be putting up tabs on Friday, and hopefully by then, it's Monday today when I'm filming. In all honesty, I'll probably film this later today, but I will let you know on a little note on the video to see if I can play this better, quicker. And obviously I'll probably use the notes that I write down to see if that makes a difference, because I'm struggling on the second half at the moment. But I'm kind of tempted now, because I mostly know this, not to use them. I'm not sure whether this has helped in any way at all. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to check out Friday's video where you get to learn this tune. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you folks again shortly. Bye. It was horrific and I hated every second of it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Horrid.